Good morning, students. In this next semester, second semester of second year engineering, the subject I taught as a fluid mechanics. So, in fluid mechanics, we have to see the what are the applications of these subjects. Then, one by one, we see the what are the different properties of the fluid that we have to learn. So, first, we start from the first chapter or first unit as a fluid properties. So before starting, we should know the what is the fluid. So we learn the substances are two types, solids, and second one we are considering here as a fluids. So fluids, those are we can say as a that can be able to flow. So fluid is a substance we are considering as a that are fluids having which are capable of flowing. So these matters or substance we can consider as the two types, solids and fluids. So solids, when we are applying the force, that is the shear force. So shear force as a tangential force over the surface. So when we apply this force to the solid, there may be when shear stress is applied to these solids, there may be within the elastic limit, then this stress means force per unit area is proportional to the strain, means there may be certain change in the length, but as the force is removed, the object return to the initial, that is the matter or the solid will be recover its original length. So for this deformation occurs, the force should be very high. At that time only the solids will be deformed. That means solids resist the deformation to the shear stress. That is solid, if you consider in solid shear force is applied, solids if the we apply the shear force, so that have the this shear force causes the shear stress, but in solid there is a higher deformation to the force. The solids will not flow because of their higher resistance to the force. But in case of liquids, when we consider, suppose uh, force is applied by this upper plate and bottom plate is stationary. So between this is upper plate, this is as the bottom plate. In that we have considered fluid. So when shear force is applied, the fluid starts flowing. That means a very small amount of force may be there, then also the fluid will start the flowing. That is, there is a shear stresses are developed. So upper fluid is moving with the same velocity of that plate is moving, and the bottom plate, at the bottom plate the fluid will be at a stationary. So when shear stress is applied to the fluid, deformation is continuous. Means there will be continuous deformation, means the water will be or any fluid that will be continuously, there is a change in length, means the deformation, that is liquid is flowing and continuous till the shear stress is exist. If the stress is removed, the it we cannot get the original length, that is strain will not be recovered, there is a change will not be recoverable. So that is the basic difference between the solids and the fluid which is considered as a when shear stress of a very small amount of the force may be applied, then there is a continuous deformation of the fluids. So fluid may be defined as a which deforms continuously under the action of small values of shear stress. So very small amount of shear force applied, that will causes the deformation of the fluid. So fluid we commonly known as a water. So when we apply a smaller force or shear force is applied by a plate, the water, suppose here there is water and shear force is applied by a plate. So at that time water will be continuously deforming by the smaller amount of force also. So that is the basic. In solids we can consider solids will not deform easily. Higher magnitude of shear force will be required. So shear force as a tangential force applied over the solid. So solids will be deformed only when the magnitude of the shear force is large. But in case of liquid, there is a liquid starts flowing by application of shear force. The magnitude of the shear force may be very small. That is the difference between the solids and the fluids. So fluids we have considered as a substance. Fluids as a substance which deforms continuously under the action of small values of shear stress. So examples are water, air, blood, mercury. So fluids basically here we are referring as mostly the gases and the liquids. So gases and the liquids. So water, air, blood, mercury, honey are the examples of the fluids. Also, there are some solid suspended in the fluid or liquids. So, mixture of wood pulp and water, that is a paper slurry, is also considered as a fluid. Fixed sand is the mixture of the sand and water that looks like a solid, but that is considered as a fluid. So, these are the examples of the fluids. So, we see these fluids in a daily life. So fluid mechanics we have to consider. The importance of the subject is we are using the different fluids as a water, air, then blood is circulating in our body. Again, petrol, diesels, different gaseous fuels are used as a fuel in the IC engines or diesel petrol engines. In aircrafts also the diesel fuel are used. So in case of suppose water is stored in the large dams. So at that time, and this stored water is used for the daily use also. This stored water in the dam is used to run the hydropower plants. So that at that time the water possesses kinetic energy. So that stored kinetic energy is used to run the turbines, that is to get the kinetic energy. Means here the water is used as a work energy medium to get the power output from the turbine. As like the number of fluids are used, so fluids are having the oil. Suppose oil or grease is having lubrication property. So engine we require the, so when two metal parts are moving, to avoid the frictions we are using the lubricating oil or the grease. So that you have to consider. Now aircrafts are moving or automobiles are moving with a higher velocity. So along that air is moving. So air will be exert a pressure or force over these automobiles. So while designing the shape of these aircrafts or automobiles, we have to consider the force exerted by the air. Again, we are using the refrigerators, fridge in our life, day-to-day life. In that, the working medium is the refrigerant. So we have to know the properties of that fluid. As like there are number of applications, in that case we are using the fluids. So fluid in hydraulics, we know hydraulic engines where the force of the oil or force of the oil, or in case of pneumatics, force of the compressed air is used to lift the wall or to lift the objects. So that means the pressure of the fluid is used in the hydraulics and pneumatics. That is the force exerted by the to lift the objects we are using, or lift is used In that case, the hydraulic forces, and to operate the different valves, compressed air is used. So as like number of application where we have to consider the fluid properties, pressure exerted by the fluids. So that's why you have to uh, important to learn this subject as a fluid mechanics. So all the mechanical objects or the number of mechanical process involve the fluid flow. So we have to consider what are the different types of fluid, what are their properties, how to measure the properties. Also, we are using petrol, diesel, water, milk. At that time, we have to measure the flow rates of the fluid. So, flow rate is important. How much gas is flowing, how much water is flowing, or how much diesel, petrol is used. That you have to measure the flow. Measure the flow. Also, you have to measure in health issues as a we have to measure the pressure of the blood. We are measuring the blood pressures in our body. So that means number of applications having in that the fluid mechanic concept we have to use. So we see one by one. So first chapter is related to the fluid and its properties. So fluid we have considered the that is the deformed continuously under the action of very small shear force. So, fluid mechanics now we are considering is a branch of engineering science dealing with the fluids in motion or fluids at a rest. So, suppose first is the statics. The study of the fluid at rest is called as the statics. So, water is stored in the dam. At that time, the water exert force on the walls of the dam, or water stored in the container. At that time, the water will be exert a force over the walls of the container. Again, various high pressure gases or high pressure fluids are stored in the large containers. So at that time, you have to consider the what is the density, what are the properties of the fluid. So all these fluids are at rest. That means they are not flowing. Generally, they are stored in the dam or they are stored in a certain containers. So at that time, we have to focus on the what are the pressures or force exerted by this fluid. According to pressure or force, we have to consider the size of the and thickness of the containers. So study of the fluids at a rest is called as the statics. So here mainly we are considering the forces exerted by the fluid. Second branch of the fluid mechanics is the kinematics. So kinematic, so we have considered here fluids are that are fluids are capable of flowing. So in kinematics, we are considering the flow parameters. So we have to consider the acceleration, velocity, and displacement of the fluid. So at which high, what is the velocity of the flowing fluid, what is the displacement of the fluid or acceleration of the fluid. So in kinematics, we are studying the motion of the fluid. We are determining the velocities, acceleration of the fluids. So in that kinematics, we are not considering the cause of the motion. So cause of motion means we know to move the object we require a force. So in kinematics, we are neglecting the force causing the motions. Only the parameter as a acceleration, velocity, and displacement are considered. So in certain examples, we are only concerned with the velocities of the fluid. So how fluid is, suppose fluid is injected. But in case of fluid or water is flowing in a pipe, at that time we are considering the what are the velocities of that fluids. We are not concerned about the force causing the motion. Next is the third branch of the or third fluid mechanics divided as a dynamics, fluid dynamics. So the study of fluid motion parameters with cause of motions. So in dynamics means we are considering the motion of the fluid as well as the force causing the motions. So we are using the pump. Pump used to move the liquids from, suppose, high pump are used to transfer the fluid from low level to the high level, or pumps are used to increase the pressure of the fluids. So that means the force is given by the pumps and it causes the motion of the fluid. At that time we are considering the force as well as the motion of the fluids. In case of aeroplane or automobiles are running, at that time the air along with air surrounding the aircrafts is also moving. So at that time it applies the over the force over the walls of the automobiles or aircraft. So at that time we have to consider the force exerted as well as motion parameters. So in case of, so as like there are number of applications where we have to consider the velocities of the fluid as well as force causing the motions. So there may be pressure difference exist between the 2 points. So that is a, there is a flow because of this pressure difference. So that are considered in the dynamics. So fluid mechanics have three categories: statics, kinematics, and dynamics. At rest, we are considering the statics when motion particles, acceleration velocities are considered in the kinematics. And in dynamics, the motion parameter as well as force or energy causing the motion is considered. So next we are considering the fluid. So initially we have considered fluid which is continuously deforming, means there is a continuously flowing under the action of shear force. So ideal fluid we are considering does not offer any resistance to the deformation under the action of shear stress. So there is a deformation is zero. So we have to consider there is a no viscosity of the fluid. Next point we consider viscosity. So ideal fluid having the no resistance means zero viscosity to the flow. So we know there is a fluid particles are there. Fluid particles are there, and if the force is applied by a plate or any medium, so force causes this shear force causes the motion of the particles. So that is the there is a deformation in the fluid. So this deformation is because of the force applied per unit area, that is the shear stress. So ideal fluid is having no resistance to the deformation under the action of shear stress. Means there is no viscosity, no surface tension, and fluid we have considered the incompressible. Incompressible means air. We are consider air can be compressed as there is a volume is reduced and in compressor air is compressed. But here ideal fluid we are assuming that is a it cannot be compressed. So we can see here ideal fluid have no internal friction or the viscosity. So with ideal fluid having no viscosity means there is no resistance to the flow. The fluid is moving at a same velocities, and also we are considering the when pressure is applied, the real fluid or not ideal fluid will be compressed, but the ideal fluid will be incompressible. So water may be example. So ideal fluids are only for the comparison or to simplify the study. The real fluids are actually having the certain amount of viscosity and they are compressibles. Next we consider the two types of fluid as a liquid and the gas. So liquids we have considered as a they having the molecular distance between them is nearer as compared to the gases. Gas molecules are moving randomly. There is a large space between the gas molecules. So because of this, liquid forms a free surface in the container. So liquids having the any forms of surface over, if you consider liquid in a container, so they form the free surface, but the gases are moving randomly inside the container, so that they do not have any surface. When we consider 1 liter of, suppose 1 liter of any liquid water is poured into the jar, so they are occupying a definite volume inside the jar of corresponding to 1 liter. If 2 liter is there, they occupy the they occupy 2 liter volume. So as like in case of gases, but they occupy complete volume of the container. So they are not occupying any definite space. Liquids are generally not easily compressible. Very high pressure is required because of less space between the molecules. So water or liquids are we are considering as a incompressibles, and gases are easily compressibles. So gas molecules are largely apart. So we can easily compress as air. We can compress in the compressor because of the little free space. So that is basic difference between the liquid and gases. Liquids are incompressible, having the definite volume in a container, and they are formed the free surface. Opposite gas occupy the complete volume of container. They are compressible and they do not form a free surface. Next point is a considering as a fluid as a continuum. So actually we have considered the matter or any substance is in that case made up of the large number of molecules. So certain gaps may be between these molecules. So in a substance, a rod is considered, suppose solid rod. So it is made up of large number of molecules. So there may be small cavity or cracks between that at a micro level. So matter is distributed inside the this rod. But in case of fluids, we are assuming that the matter in a body is continuously distributed and fills the entire region or space it occupies. So water is suppose flowing in a pipe. So we are assuming that the water is the complete fills the entire region or space it occupies, or there is no gap between the water particles. So if you divide at cross sections, you can divide the fluid flow in a number of cross section and find the properties of that region. So in continuum means we are assuming there is no space, empty space between the fluid flow. That is a we are assuming it is a continuum. So properties we can consider as a whole for that fluid. So next we are considering as a fluid properties. So important properties that are very important in the different applications that are studied under the fluid mechanics. So first we know as a mass. Mass is the measure of matter in a substance. So mass is in a kg or in gram we are considering. Next is the density, or also it called as a mass density or specific mass. So specific mass means per unit volume here. So mass of fluid and upon volume of the fluid. So density is denoted by the rho. We know density is rho, and mass of the fluid is kg per meter cube. So mass density is in kg per meter cube, and in dimension form, unit of the kg is mass m, and unit of the length is L. Unit of the length or meter is the L. So in non-dimensional analysis, we are considering. In dimensional analysis, length is considered, for length we are using the L, for time we are using the T. For mass we are using the M. So in dimensional analysis, here mass of fluid is in M, volume is length cube, that is the L cube. So this is a ml raised to minus 3 for the mass density. Next we are considering the specific weight. So weight we know, weight is the force exerted, downward force exerted on the object under the action of gravity. So specific weight is the weight per unit volume. So weight of the fluid upon volume of the fluid. So weight you can consider as a weight is the force upon volume. So force unit is, we can consider force as a mass into acceleration. So mass is in kg and acceleration meter per second square. So where we get mass for kg is m, for meter L, and for second square in the denominator it is t raised to minus 2. So for force we can put m L t raised to minus 2 using the mass into acceleration kg meter per second square. So here we are using for force we are replaced as its dimensions as mass length t raised to minus 2 and volume is L cube. So cancelling, we get m L raised to minus 2 t raised to 2. So unit of the gamma is, force unit is Newton and volume unit is meter cube. So Newton per meter cube or kilonewton per meter cube. So this is a specific weight, that is the weight per unit volume of the fluid. Also we know weight is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass into g. So weight we can write as a rho mg. Weight is equal to mg. Now specific weight will be the weight upon volume. So we can write, if you divide the weight by volume and mass divided by volume, we get specific weight gamma is equal to rho g. Specific weight is the product of density and g. So here two formulas for gamma we can consider as a weight of the fluid upon volume of the fluid, or we can write as a specific weight is equal to rho into g. Next we have to consider specific volume. So opposite of the density or weight, opposite of the weight is the specific volume. Volume per unit weight, that is the opposite of specific weight is the specific volume. So dimension will be the inverse of the specific weight. So its unit will be the meter cube per Newton. Specific volume is the inverse of specific weight. So we get unit meter cube per Newton. Next important point as a specific gravity. So we have considered the mass density is the weight, weight density is the weight of the fluid upon specific weight of the standard fluid. So here specific gravity we are considering as a specific weight of the fluid upon specific weight of the standard fluid. So specific gravity we are considering as a specific weight of the fluid, specific weight of the fluid upon specific weight of the standard fluid. Also we can write as a mass density of the fluid as a specific weight of the fluid is gamma is equal to rho g. So here we get rho g of a fluid upon rho g of the standard fluid. So we can cancel Gg. So we get mass density of the fluid upon mass density of the standard fluid. So specific gravity is the comparison between the given fluid to the standard fluid. So for liquids we are considering as a water as a standard fluid. So if you consider the, if you have to determine the specific gravity of the diesel, So we have to consider the specific gravity of the diesel will be density of the diesel upon density of the water. Density of water is taken as a 1000 kg per meter cube. For gases, air is taken as a standard fluid. Air free of CO2 is taken as a standard fluid. So specific gravity for water will be the density of the water upon standard fluid is density of the water. So specific gravity of water is 1. And for mercury, if you consider the mercury density is 13,600 kg per meter cube and density of the water is 1000. So specific gravity of mercury we get 13.6. So that is the important property as a specific gravity. Sometimes density is given, sometimes specific gravity is given, and we have to ask the density of the fluid. So suppose diesel density is, specific gravity is given as a suppose zero point 0.9. So density of the diesel will be the zero point 0.9 into 1000 density of the fluid. So we get 900 kg per meter cube. So as like the specific gravity. So we have considered these are the different properties as a specific weight, specific volume, specific gravity. Next property is the viscosity. Important property of the fluid is the viscosity. So definition as a the viscosity means resistance to the flow. If there is no resistance, the liquid will be flow continuously. But due to the frictions or cohesion, the the fluid having the resistance to the flow. So property of fluid by which fluid offers resistance to the deformation or resistance to the flow under the action of shear stress. So viscosity is nothing but the resistance to the flow. The fluid will not be flow at the same velocities or at a higher velocities because of the resistance to the deformation applied by the fluid. So in case of liquid, viscosity is due to the cohesion of molecules. So we have considered in liquids molecules are compact, they are nearer. So one molecule having the attractive force between the another molecules of the same, that is called as a cohesion of the molecules. So attraction between the same molecules of the fluid are called as a cohesion. So due to strong cohesion force, there is a resistance to the flow. So when suppose this is a one layer of the fluid is moving with a higher velocity, adjacent layer to the fluid, so there is an attractive force. So nearer air is suppose station at the bottom, the fluid is stationary and the top layer is moving with a high velocity. So what happens when uh, this due to the cohesive force, the bottom layer particle or molecules resist the flow by cohesive force of attractions. So fluid will not be easily moved because of this viscosity. So viscosity causes resistance to the flow. So in case of gases, the viscosity we are considering because of molecular momentum. Molecular momentum. So in case of gases, viscosity is due to the molecular momentum. So gases we are considering, they are randomly moving from, they are not in a fixed direction, they are moving randomly. So when they are heated or they are moving with a higher velocity, they collide with each other. So suppose one molecule moving with a high velocity, so it transfer its momentum to the colliding momentum to the, so one molecule transfer its momentum to the next molecules. So that is there is a high velocity of the molecule is reduced by the momentum transfer. So in case of viscosity, gases viscosity is due to the molecular momentum. Higher the molecular momentum, or they are causing the molecular transfer or momentum transfer from the higher velocity to the lower velocity. So that is, there is a decrease in the velocity by the molecular momentum. So here we have see the same examples. Water will be having the lower viscosity, means there is a less resistance to the flow in case of waters. There is a some more space in the low viscosity fluid, or cohesive force is small. In case of oil, we know oils are uh, not move easily. They are having the medium viscosity as compared to the water. And in case of honey or gel or some liquids, some fluids, as a honey, we can consider the, in case of honey, there is a, it will not be easily move, or some grease will not easily move, or some thicker oil will not easily flow because of the resistance to the flow, that is the called as a viscosity. So honey having the higher viscosity will not easily flow. Oil will be having the medium viscosities. And in case of water, as compared to the honey having the smaller viscosities. So that depends on the cohesive forces between the molecules. So in case of honey, grease, oils have the higher cohesive forces than the air or water. So air viscosity is very less as compared to the water. So here we can consider the motor oil flowing from the bottle. So it will not easily move as the water. So water will be moved fastly because of less viscosity. But this oil having the higher viscosity will not be move easily. So we have considered up different terms, as we are considering fluid which will be deformed continuously or flow continuously under the action of shear force. But the solids will resist the deformation. They will not move, or they will not easily deform by the smaller forces. So that is the difference between the fluids. So fluids having the different fluid mechanics have the number of applications, as from refrigerators, automotive, petrol, diesel engines, aircrafts, then water stored in the dams, then high pressure fluid stored in the cylinders, as like the number of application of the, also in the blood flow in our body, means blood is also one type of fluid. So you have to consider its pressure, its density, or its properties we have to consider. So number of applications of the fluid mechanics in daily life. Then we have considered the different properties of the fluid. So in next class we see the remaining properties. Thank you.